My name is John Graham, and I'm the badass granddad you didn't know you had. I'm here to tell you another story of my adventures, and I'll add something about what I know about taking risks and about living a life with meaning, courage, and passion. My story today is about my first job, which was prospecting as a geologist in Australia. And I was hired by a mining company to look for gold in Tennant Creek. Tennant Creek is a small town. If you put your finger in the center of the map of Australia, that's where I was. Anyway, I was young and kind of footloose, and my job at the moment was to do surveys. And to do a survey, you have to have a surveying target. A surveying target is about a 2 by 3 foot piece of metal on the end of a 10-foot pole, and you put them up on a high place, and then you take sightings on them with an instrument, and that helps the mining company make maps for prospecting. So anyway, I was doing that. At the same time, I recognized that at that point in time, that point of history, that the country to the north of Australia, Indonesia, was run by a brutal dictator named Sukarno, who has constantly been threatening to invade Australia. And since the Australians didn't have much of an army, Sukarno could have landed in North Australia and gone all the way to Sydney in a couple of weeks, and the Australians knew this, so they were a little bit frightened. So I thought I'd play a joke on my Australian friends. I took my survey targets and I painted them just like an Indonesian flag, a red bar and a white bar, and put them up on those 10-foot poles. And then in the middle of the night, I put those poles up on small hills around the town. So the next morning, the good citizens of Tennant Creek woke up, and at least some of them thought they had been surrounded by the Indonesian army, and they totally freaked out. It took them a few hours to figure out that these were survey targets, not battle flags. And then it took them even less than that to figure out who'd done it. And they got really angry with me and basically threw me out of town. So the lesson I learned then was that in that day anyway, Australians, despite their reputation as being hang loose, really didn't have much of a sense of humor. The broader point here, though, and that is this: that a sense of humor is a human quality, like patience or determination, and it's important to exercise it the right way. I mean, otherwise you can get in trouble like I did. My sense of humor wasn't the same as an Australian sense of humor. And another value might be my determination. Others may regard it as being bullheaded. Some people may be patient, and I thought they're dilly-dallying. So it's really important, and I learned this after 82 years, to take a few moments and sit back before you act, before you talk, especially to people that you don't know very well or that you don't know at all, and especially in this country, the United States, where communications have gotten so very sensitive. So the next time you're faced with communicating with someone you don't know or don't know very well, think about what you're about to do or to say a little bit before you actually put it into action. You may save yourself from some grief.